and then all that, it's not even getting the coverage. It's because of what we're doing. It's getting the coverage. You don't see the police department saying anything about it. You don't see any of the mayors or even the previous mayor saying anything about it. Mum's a word. But see, that's the problem. So now we're not going to allow these things to go unnoticed. So we're going to be consistent and keep the pressure upon those who are people in the power to see all of them. We had a press conference. We had a press conference on what day was my press conference? What day was that? A couple of days ago. It was a couple of days ago. Well, no aldermen didn't show up. No aldermen didn't show up about the issues that's hurting our community. So we're going to go have a press conference and call out those aldermen who I reached out to make them to stand with us like today. If they're not standing with us today, we're going to go and have a press conference and hold them that show these constituents who are voting them in. See, they don't even care about you. They don't even care about you, your family. If your family comes to a murder, they don't even care about even that. So this is about making the argument and the case for our people so we get the justice that they deserve.
All right, let's move on to, unfortunately, what we're here talking about every weekend. Yes. And it's not just this summer. It's every weekend. It's been every weekend. It's been forever, it seems. Yep. The violence in the city.
Yep.
So let's talk about that and what you hope the message that people take away from the march today is on that.
Well, you're correct. Every weekend we have to see the headlines. Even on Father's Day. I was like, are you kidding me? On Father's Day we saw murder in our community.
I'm just going to turn a little bit because the wind is ahead.
When it comes to the people in our community, it was an agenda set against our people from the beginning. Systematic oppression, taking out programs from the community, taking out jobs, taking out schools, taking out all the after-school programs for our children. So then you have these people, these individuals, our people, don't have anything to do. So they're going to use whatever they have at their disposal because they want to call territory for the things they're trying to keep themselves. So they're using those things to say if anyone's infringing that territory, they're going to take them out. So this is about showing and going to our community and saying that there is an alternative for pulling the trigger. There's an alternative, and men and leaders, religious leaders, are coming together and giving them, trying to bring them to the table and bring the gangs to the table. Those who seek to shoot, kill our own people, because listen, we cannot do racial cleansing, which is what is going on in our community. Racial cleansing, what the oppressor wants to happen to our people. And they're taking on the objective of the KKK during the time of the ancient times. KKK wanted to racially cleanse our people. So now our own people are taking on the responsibility and the racial cleansing of our people every weekend. So we're out here saying, no, this is not going to continue. And we're going to walk the street. We're going to show people that there's strength growing, there's a black coalition growing, and we're going to stay on the KKK.
The mayor had talked about the commission took office, your first weekend in office.
Mm-hmm.
He talked about more youth programs, more community programs, and working with the faith community to deal with the violence happening. Your thoughts on, is she doing enough? Is she heading in the right direction?
Well, I gotta say this, Mayor Lightfoot is new, she's on the job, she just now took the office of mayor of the city. So we have to give her time, but still, she has failed already. She has failed to reach out to our office. She has failed to reach out to our organization. She sees us on TV. She sees us in the press conferences. She knows our name is already out there. She has failed for us to meet with her. But now this is what we're going to do. We're actually going to file an application and have a petition drawn, which I'm working on right now, and have our petition that she must open her office and let us come in, as she does every Monday with the Chicago Police Department. We need to be a part of that meeting to explain. Only one that can tell what the issues are in our community is us, not someone who's got a PhD in her administration. They have absolutely no idea of what the issues and the disparities of what our people are dealing with. So she needs to open up her doors and allow us in to have a meeting with her immediately. And not just one meeting, we're talking about monthly or whatever we need to do, come to terms. She needs to meet with us and meet with us, or we would go to her office, what we need to do to make this happen. And she has failed to do a PSA, a public service announcement about this issue of the women of color in our community. She did, I will give her credit for this. She did at least say there's a concern, but that's not good enough. We need resources to put investigations in place so that these investigations can go and find the killer in our community. This doesn't happen nowhere else other than the black community. It only happens in our community because our people right now are just sitting at home allowing it to happen. And that's disrespectful. That's disrespectful for them who don't, for the people who know they're not caring about it, to just play with their emotions. That's disrespectful. That's not what your job is to do. Your job is to be the leaders and to be represent them the oath that you took in your office. If they don't come to your office, you go to them. Not when it's time for a vote. You go to them every which way. You show up to their churches. You show up to their synagogues. You show up to their wherever they are at, restaurant or barber shop, wherever the people may be in the community. You go to them. So this is about holding them accountable. And that's the real line. I think she needs to open her doors immediately with us and have a meeting with myself, also Bishop Greg Greer of Phoenix First International, with myself, Rabbi Michael B. Yosef, and all the religious leaders who are standing up for our people. She needs to have an immediate meeting with us at ASAP.
And let's transition. We could talk for hours about
Yes.
Tell us, what's going on? I mean, what is the current situation? Because you're seeing some of it, but you're not seeing as much in the headlines perhaps as had been before. Is the problem better, or is it just not better? Or is it being ignored?
Just because it hasn't happened in the past recently, doesn't mean it's okay. I have families right now who I've done visuals with that has not gotten justice for their loved ones. They don't even have a police report. They don't even have a name of the ones who killed their loved one, and that's just disgraceful. So what about those families? See, this is what we understand about the families. The families have to just deal with to issues. That's not okay. They should be able to have a target and should have closure to their families who have took their loved ones. So yes, we haven't seen that much of a greater strike in police killings about people, but still, there's still questions left unheard, unanswered. So we're still going to apply pressure to the Police Accountability Board and to people who are sitting in seat of power that they must answer the call of what they are supposed to do, and that is giving our reports and giving open access and free transparency. That's what we're asking for, because I know good and well the reason why they don't want to file these police these investigations is because they know there is something behind closed doors. So we're going to have an attorney to subpoena those records in the police department, so that we can understand and see whether there's anything that looks fishy that shows that they could have filed these police reports and have access to all the things that we need to have. Not sitting on this and just allowing it to be thrown in the rug. So yes, but still, we're not satisfied with the police because they still have this racism towards us. It's shoot to kill. You have all three forms of government being done on the spot of our people. The police officer is the judge, the police officer is the jury, and the police officer is the prosecutor, shooting us dead. But you look online, you see the Facebook posts, you see where of the other race may have a shotgun pointing at the police officer, and you see the police officer showing restraint and then sit down with the person with the gun. It doesn't happen that way in the black community. It is a threat. It is saying to us that they are afraid of us and we're not doing anything but trying to live our lives and trying to go about our business and trying to make a better life for ourselves. But we're consistently racially profiled. We're consistently unlawfully search and seizure. We are still, invading our privacy when we're trying to have times in our community. We're still harassed. Things are still happening. It may not be trigger happy as of late, but there's still a presence and a threat. So we need to have these things addressed and not put thrown in the rug like it is right now.
Rabbi, thank you, sir.
Amen.
I appreciate it. Always a pleasure.
Amen. And where you from, sir?
Wbbm Radio.
Amen. Okay.
All right.
So when this is going to go on?
I don't make. It'll be on all day.